Pascal. You are now rocking with that dude Pascal. We be going wild, Haitian in the building, so original. Got the haters catching feelings. Get your hands up to the ceiling and keep them held high. Cause St. Louis isn't ready. Forget about it, goodbye. Hold on, we just saying hi. Five somebody rise up weekdays. Catch us live, somebody. Let's go.
Good evening. We're back at it again. We are back at it again. Welcome to the Pascal Show. Hope you guys all doing well out there. Hope the day ended brightly and wonderfully for you and all of that good stuff, because you deserve it. We all deserve it. We all need some good love and good things to go to end positively on a day like this. I don't know about you guys, but in my neck of the woods, it's raining like crazy. It's been cold. It's been wet. And just gloomy outside. So any type of positivity I'll take all day. Okay. But hope you guys are all doing well out there. I hope you guys find this show in good spirits. I appreciate all y'all for being in here. We got a little bit to talk about. There's a lot that's good, that's kind of like transpiring, that's kind of like unfolding and all that. And I mean, I may be doing something else with some information that's been popping off as of recently, but I still wanted to come up here and give you guys some of this news, okay? And some of it may be old news for you guys, but some of it may be, for some of y'all, this may be new news. And there's a bit that we got to talk about with this Kim Porter, Diddy Kim Porter situation, okay? It is very, very interesting. But there's some new information that's come out as of the last few hours that just really caught my attention that I wanted to share with you guys. So for those of y'all who are still new to this will be brand new information for you guys, okay? You see the title above or down below, wherever you're watching this show, and this is coming out from someone who has worked closely with Diddy as well. So this is very, very interesting. It's a wrap for Diddy. Like, it's a wrap, y'all. It is a wrap for Diddy. But, of course, I'm getting ahead of myself as I always do. So, some housekeeping really quick. Hit that like button down below. That would really, really mean a lot. Crush that like button or that reaction button down below. If you're watching on Facebook, that'd be really appreciated. If you're watching on YouTube, crush that subscribe button. If you're watching on Facebook, crush that follow button over there as well. If you want to join and support this channel and become a member, because these lights, and I got a lot of them behind me now, got a whole lot of them now. These lights don't pay themselves. So if you can, please, by all means, hit that join button down below. That'd be greatly, greatly appreciated. Okay. Of course, it'd always be great. It'd always be great to have your support. So I'd be very thankful for it. I don't know what I'm saying anymore, but hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Let's get into this, okay? Let's get right into it, okay? This is some crazy stuff. Like, you know, I'm going to tell you guys, I have been wanting to talk, like, I'm diddied out. I don't know about you guys, but I'm really diddied out. But the thing is that there's a lot more information that just keeps coming out day after day, minute after minute, hour after hour, okay? Just information just keeps pouring out, because let's be real, there's a lot of people, allegedly a lot of people, that are feeling like this is the time for them to come out and speak on certain things, speak their truth, speak their eyewitness accounts of certain things and all that. In fact, a lot of things, a lot of interviews, a lot of things that have been talked about in the past are all starting to resurface, which we already know. I mean, bodyguards, ex-bodyguards are coming out speaking on certain things. And I know some people are wondering about certain bodyguards, if they're really there for justice or if they're there just for a money grab. I leave that opinion up to you guys. But there are a lot of information that just keeps pouring out. It is a tidal wave. It is a snowball effect. It just keeps getting crazier and crazier. All right. Now, there has been more information. More people are starting to speak out. In fact, other artists are starting to speak out about these things and about their eyewitness accounts or confirming rumors that are out here saying, yeah, I was witness to it, or I heard that same thing too. A lot of people are now starting to have the guts to speak out, which is very interesting. But if you don't know, Diddy was in a relationship, long-term relationship, with a woman by the name of Kim Porter. She lost her life under very mysterious circumstances. And there's been an ongoing theory, rumors, speculation, conspiracy, where people have been thinking that she lost her life by the hands of Diddy. In fact, there are two different theories out here. One is that he put his hands on himself, put his hands on her himself, and that's how she died. And then there's another theory where he put a hit out on Kim Porter. The reason why a lot of people are wondering what the heck is going on is because there's been a lot of question on how she passed away. Her autopsy report came back 2 months later, which is apparently not a very normal thing. Usually those things are kind of ruled, or at least autopsy reports come back fairly quickly. But the fact that it came back and it said that she died or she passed from this strange pneumonia, people are very curious about this. It doesn't make any sense. So now that we have heard about Cassie coming out with all this information, there's just been the 35-page document that came out for that lawsuit, that $30 million lawsuit. Now people are starting to circle back at Kim Porter and go, hey, what's up with that now? What's up with that? Because she gone. And if she was sick, she shouldn't have gone the way she went. Let's not forget as well, there have been not only just court of public opinion, but even other baby daddies like Al B. Shore coming out and saying, hey, putting out a then or recent quickly deleted post, he said her life was taken. He said Kim Porter was M'd. But that was immediately deleted. And then instantly he was found getting sick and he was in a coma, fighting for his life. So is it coincidence or not? I leave that question up to you guys as well. But that's the thing. That is the main question, Lauren, the Karen AV. How exactly did she pass? And that's the one thing I think a lot of us are still trying to figure out, because a lot of us don't believe the hype. Well, a lot of people, I'm not going to say a lot of us, because I'm still like on the fence. I still want to do my deep dive and look into it a little bit more. But the court of public opinion, or at least one side of the world, is saying that her life was taken against her will. And another side says, no, she died of whatever was going on within her. So there's a lot of questions that I'm sure you all have too. And I do too. It makes sense, right? To have these kinds of questions, especially with the information and the turn of events and all that. The reason why I'm mentioning all of this is because a former bad boy artist by the name of Mark Curry came out and said some things. He had some eyewitness accounts on certain things that I'm sure all of us are, one, very shocked, and two, ready to hear this kind of stuff now. Because again, back in the day, it feels like it could have been just like 3 months ago, as early as 2 months ago, a month ago, before this lawsuit dropped. We all heard the stories, but we all just kind of looked at it and said, yeah, okay, whatever, just another rumor. But now when we have those allegations that have come out, we are really turning over and looking at everybody now. that are speaking out now, aren't we? It's pretty crazy. But Mark Curry says he witnessed Diddy putting his paws on her. I can't even say this. Okay? I can't even say that, but putting his paws on her. And bringing some significant injury to her nose. How's that? And he says in an insanity-fueled rage. Now, first off, I want to say shout out to The Art of Dialogue, because there is a segment or a little piece, a little audio piece I'm going to be playing for you guys, and it is from The Art of Dialogue. I highly recommend you guys go over and check out that channel. Man, that dude, his team, etc. Man, they are coming out with amazing work. And he's getting the exclusives like a mug. I will say that he getting the exclusives like a mug. So please go and check out the full interview from Mark Curry's, because or at least the full clip, because it's definitely worth the watch for sure. Okay, but he allegedly did put his paws on her, and there's been many rumors and stories about corkscrews and all types of stuff. Okay, that we're not even going to get into in this particular show, but nonetheless, there's a lot coming out. And I think the Art of Dialogue, Vlad TV, I have a feeling there's going to be a lot more content coming out from those two platforms in the very, very near future. But let's take a look at this article here really quick. Okay. So he does talk about the alleged A. Okay, the alleged history of A. After Diddy has been sued of SA. And we got to use all these code words as we got to do it, okay? Just so you guys know. So former Bad Boy Records artist Mark Curry accused Diddy of breaking the late Kim Porter's, okay? Her snaz, all right? And wiretapping her in an interview with The Art of Dialogue. Curry said Diddy showed signs of insanity when he asked if the mogul once broke Kim Porter's nose, an allegation mentioned by Gene Deal in a previous interview with the platform. And of course, he has been out here with these interviews for sure. Okay, Gene Deal. And there's interviews that he's had for years. But yeah, he was out here wiretapping. Nikki just said wiretapping? That's some Fed level ish. I'm telling you, he was allegedly wiretapping. There's even a thing where he says that while they were on set, doing a music video on set, or actually he didn't say this. I heard this on another podcast, but somebody else was saying that their brother was working on set on a Bad Boys music video, like one of Diddy's music videos, and he was having his assistants eavesdrop on the radio, on the intercoms between the PAs and the film crew, because he wanted to see how people felt about him, how the crew felt about him. Then also on top of that, they said that he apparently said something crazy like he is so paranoid that he buys his own bags of ice and only uses that bag of ice to make his drinks with. And that was on the set of a music video years ago. But he was having crew, his own team, listen in on the intercoms, the walkie-talkies and everything, to see if the crew was talking, if the film crew that was there shooting the music video, if they were out here talking behind his back. I mean, it's insane, okay? It's absolutely insane. And I don't know about you, but I got plenty of other things to do than to just sit there and worry about what the crew is thinking of me while we're working on a project. But that's some serious paranoia. And it's almost like with the separate bag of ice, it's like he's so paranoid that someone might try to hurt him, put something in his drink, whatever, that he has to buy his own bag of ice. It's crazy. It's very crazy. But let's continue on here. He said, busted her nose, man. Curry confirmed. It was all insecurities. Anytime a man would go out of his way to wiretap someone's phone or put taps in their home just to monitor their conversations, that's a sign of insanity. So when you see someone doing that, you can imagine everything else they do. What do you think he's going to do if he found her on the phone talking to someone or feels that she's cheating on him with somebody sleeping with his girl? What you think he's going to say? I caught you. I heard you. Nah, he's going to come in and it's going to be a fight. So 3 women, including Diddy's ex Cassie, sued him for SA, which we already know over the past month. Shoot, it feels like it was just like yesterday. You know what I mean? All this has been coming out so fast. Curry said it was easy for him to believe Diddy committed the alleged in the lawsuits. I think he's very capable of doing it, he explained. It's in his character. That's who he is. That's what comes with power. That's what comes with arrogance. That's what comes with what makes him. That's the selfishness that makes you be like that. He added, he's being humbled right now. It took a long time. It takes a long time to humble an arrogant person. Now, and of course, he's already denied all these allegations and all that. And of course, we're going to be getting into a little bit of the soundbite here. But I mean, what's very, very interesting to me about this is that, and I'm not playing the whole clip. I'm only playing a snippet of this. But in the video, he is basically saying, "Yeah, man, it was about damn time. It's about damn time he came out and that the truth is finally coming out." He says all this stuff in the beginning. Like, I'm not surprised by any of these allegations. I'm not surprised about this. It's about damn time. I'm like, damn, really? Damn, this is insane, y'all. Absolutely insane. So, this is the video. I'm not going to show you guys the video, of course, but I will play the audio because, fair use and all that crap. But I do highly recommend you go and watch The Art of Dialogue. The full interviews up there. Go take a listen. Go take a watch. All of Gene Deal's all of his latest videos have been from The Art of Dialogue. Okay, so I mean, go subscribe over there, like the videos, etc. Because he's coming out with some content, y'all. And these are all exclusives, which I applaud this platform. I applaud this channel for having the time to put out all this content, because let's be real, this is a historical moment that we're witnessing here. Historical. You got to remember, this is like Caesar. This is like he was running his own Roman Empire, and now it's crumbling down, allegedly. But let's be real, he is in some serious trouble right now. I'm hearing as far as his legal problems, he's got financial issues that are apparently just rearing its ugly head right now. The lawsuit that Cassie had is beyond just the civil lawsuit that she had with him. Apparently, she's going after everything, and rightfully so. Again, if she really did endure what she endured, let her have every single last penny. Same thing with all the other victims that have stepped forward. There's rumor about other women or other men, I'm sorry, that are speaking out and are like talking on the DL. Pun intended, high key, low key. But still, the information out here is running rampant. And of course, it's really hard to grasp what is true, what is fake. It's frustrating. But when you hear from these other people, from ex employees, former bodyguards and whatnot, you can't help but listen. You can't help but hear them out and see what they got to say about these things. But I do know the pushback, and I do understand the pushback of people sitting here going, well, that's a disgruntled artist. Oh, that's an ex-employee, so he just mad. He just wants money, and so on. I say we have to go through each one with our own. I guess we got to go in there and think as independently and critically as we possibly can when we go through these kinds of things. Because you know for a fact there's going to be someone in here that's straight lying. There's got to be one. There's got to be someone in here that's just mad and just is getting off on the fact that Diddy is losing right now and losing big time. But then again, maybe Diddy really did all of these things. Maybe he really did dirty on so many people. And if that's the case, then keep them coming. It's interesting. I was listening to another interview, like Mace. Remember Mace? Anybody remember Mace? Okay. But Mace, a lot of people were very hype about Mace. Remember Mace? Hit the number 1 if you remember Mace. But people were really hype about Mace. And then what happened? He found God? I'm just saying, it's not a bad thing. Cool. Kudos to you, man. Yeah, Jesus. But at the same time, he was out here. People were hype about him. Yo, this is going to be the next big whatever, right? He's going to be big. He's going to be huge. He had bangers. And then all of a sudden, nothing. And then, of course, he found God, which is cool. But I just saw an interview with him. It's an old interview, actually. It's actually old. Where he's talking about how Diddy was constantly like pushing him down, trying to stop him from growing, trying to stop him from finding the success that he felt he rightfully deserved. He was gatekeeping, man. Blocking him from being able to find success. And that obviously made Mace feel some type of way. And clearly Mace is fine. I mean, look, he's got his own podcast. He's doing his thing. He's fine. But at the same time, I can see why that would make me disgruntled too. Then also on top of that, how this dude, Diddy, swindle him out of money. He's like, yo, I didn't get the credit where the credit was due. My name wasn't on certain things. Diddy scrounged up all the money and I ended up with nothing. And that's just one artist. And that's just financial, guys. We're not even talking about freak offs. We're not talking about putting your paws on somebody. We ain't even talking about hurting somebody in the nose. You see what I'm saying? We're just talking about monies and names on paper. So if he was able to do that to Mace, fill in the blank, ellipses. Think about it. How many other people he is just straight up screwed over? And of course, we got people who have their theories about maybe Biggie, not only just Tupac, but Biggie as well. Rumors about him sitting there maybe involved in, and I know that's when the theories go into tinfoil hat land. I don't know about all that. All I know is Biggie was a very talented artist and he's no longer here anymore. Yet he had bangers as well. Classics, vinyl. Okay. But there is that theory out here that Diddy made a call, which is insane to me. That's insane. It's a little bit of a left turn. Okay. I think. I see it more on the Tupac stuff. Like I could see that, but why Biggie? You see what I'm saying? But I know someone in the chat right now already knows the conspiracy, already knows that theory, and you guys are gonna be like clickety clackety. Well, what happened was, watch. He wanted to live. Biggie wanted to quit and live amongst the marsupials. Watch somebody go and Puff wasn't having it. How dare you go to Madagascar? Wanted to live among the marsupials. We need to still make records. I know somebody out here going to say something crazy. Somebody going to say something crazy. But that is a theory, not the marsupial part, but it is a theory out here, y'all. And so I leave that, So I leave that up to y'all on that piece. But let me play this piece really quick for you guys, okay? And it is talking specifically about Diddy allegedly putting his hands on Kim Porter. Also, make sure you rest in peace. Hit the number 1. Let me know you guys can hear this. Let's rock and roll.
When Misa was dating, Eric Simon from EPMD, and that was her childhood boyfriend. Like I always say is, as a man.
Wait, hold on.
So Diddy, he's an arrogant guy.
Very arrogant, selfish. All of those kind of things that you don't like. You don't never see in a true friend or a grown man. You know what I mean? Like you're a grown man, you carry yourself like a grown man. He doesn't carry himself like a friend. You know.
So you're not surprised when you hear Cassie say that, Diddy, he used to hit her and she had to cover up her bruises with makeup. You're not surprised when you hear that. Because I interviewed Gene Deal, and he wasn't around Bad Boy when Cassie was around. But he told me that, he did the same thing to Kim Porter.
Or you could take it before then, and then you can remember when Misa was dating, Eric Simon from EPMD? And that was her childhood boyfriend, like coming up. They was the, lovey-dovey couple. And it was back then. He used to, do that with Misa. So, one thing I always say is, as a man and as anyone in a relationship, we often go through these kind of things. So I've seen it in friends. I've seen it in him. I've seen fights. I've seen all kinds. I've seen fights where he have an argument, fight with a female, whatever it may be. I've seen it with my own friends.
So just so you know, because, I got to cut this up because, fair use and all that. But as you can see, or as you can hear, he is out here. I just want you to see his face one more time. There he is. Okay. But as you can hear, he is saying that he has witnessed Diddy putting paws on other women, not only just Kim Porter, but also other women. I feel like we need to have that like sink all the way in and consume it with our, you know what I mean? Consume it fully. He is saying that he has seen this happen. He has witnessed this. And it's true.
But sometimes you say, we all go through things, but once you have a sign of doing it over and over and over again, that's when it becomes a problem. You be like, so every relationship that you get in, you're violent in them. So you say, I don't have to wait to see what he would, I was around when Cassie was there. I knew Kim Porter before I knew Puff. I met Misa. But, it was a history. When you have a history of the same thing, man, it becomes a problem. Something you do once or twice, you get over. First, you're not supposed to put your hands on a woman's way I was raised.
He's damn right on that. But one thing I will say, because he's going to say more about that, but he's saying this man already had a history of doing this. He has a pattern, a habit of putting his paws on women. Whenever he's in relationships with them, he would always put his paws on them. And he said with Cassie and Kim, nothing changed. It was the same procedure. That's insane.
And the only person that really put their hands on women really is men who have feminine traits. So, it really takes a coward to put his hands on a woman.
Woo! Okay.
So, a man is so strong enough, we can just walk away. You can do, it's so many different things that you can do other than get upset, put your hands on a woman. But that comes from a man who's not quite a grown man. It's still a boy, like a bad boy.
You heard that, right? Now let me just say this too, really quick. I couldn't agree more with what he's saying. Something that my father would always say. He said this during a wedding a long time ago, and it always stuck with me. But he said, "Hey, when you're in, marriage is hard. Marriage is not easy. Relationships, okay, we can take marriage off the table and just say relationships. Relationships are not easy. Relationships are hard. There are going to be days that you disagree. There's going to be days that you just can't stand each other. There's going to be days that you're going to be fighting. But you always leave like a gentleman. Same thing with you ladies out there. You always leave like a lady." And I couldn't agree more. And it's more than what he's saying about like physically leaving the house. What my father was trying to basically say is always try to take the high road. Always leave respect on the table. Be respectful. Don't put your paws on a person. Be better than that. If there's a misunderstanding, maybe a walk, maybe getting out as well. Maybe going and playing your Xbox, whatever it is you got to do. Go work out, go for a run, whatever it is that you need to do to just clear your mind. Maybe by just doing that and coming back to the conversation in 15 minutes could change the trajectory of that conversation. Once you have a little bit of breathing space and a little bit of clarity. Yeah, Raven. Raven just said, do not lower yourself. Exactly. But I know a lot of people out here like to fight dirty. But if they do, take the high road. Always leave like a gentleman. Always leave like a lady. Always leave like an adult. Be an adult. Don't put your paws on somebody just because they don't agree with you about financials or something like that. That's just it's a waste of time.
Speaking of Kim Porter, because you knew Kim Porter, is it true that Diddy broke her nose?
Bust her nose, man. But it was all, insecurities. Anytime a man would go out his way to wiretap someone's phone or put taps in their homes just to monitor their conversation, that's a sign of insanity. So when you see someone doing that, you can imagine everything else they do. What do you think he's going to do if he found her on the phone talking to someone and or feels that she's cheating on him or somebody sleeping with his girl? What you think he's going to say? Ooh, I caught you. Ooh, I heard this. Nah, he's going to come in with it's going to be a fight. But that's something that you've seen from the inside. When you're on the inside looking out, it's like looking at Blueface and his girlfriend always arguing on TV, they toxic relationship. So when you're on the inside looking out, you don't really see them like fighting. You just be like, they tripping. This is their relationship. It's been going on like that with them for years. So usually when you notice Puff was in those kind of violent relationships with his females, this been going on ever since 2-3 years. This ain't just something that just happened. This ain't the first fight. It ain't the last fight. And
that's where I'm going to leave that video. Please go over and check out The Art of Dialogue. Okay. The full video is over there. Trust me, you're going to want to watch from the beginning to the very end, from cover to cover. Trust me, you're going to want to see it. But let me say this though, too, because he mentioned the Blueface Krishan thing. And I'm really happy he did. And the reason why I say that is because and he's right, when you're on the inside looking out, it looks like just normal every day, because that language of violence is already integrated into the relationship or integrated into the environment in which you are in, the group of friends and whatnot, the crew that he has. They all know about him being a volatile individual. And then these girls that he's with either are submissive or they fight back, but they still stick around. It's the same thing with Blueface and Krishan. Like, the whole crew is the world right now with Krishan and Blueface. We keep watching it, I mean, against our will, but we keep consuming it. We keep watching it. We keep commenting. But we never really realize, or we never really have talked about how toxic and how dangerous and probably how volatile that relationship really is. Now, I know that, like, people have said things from time to time. Like, oh man, I really worry about Krishan, or I worry about that relationship. Who's really putting the pause on who? Because we see how they interact with each other. Now it's kind of migrated to, I'm really worried about that kid that they made, right? But is anybody interjecting? Is anybody stepping forward and doing anything to stop the violence in that relationship? Then on top of it, it makes you wonder about Jaden. I know some people call her Stewie, but it makes you wonder: is it still the same type of relationship going on over there as well? I mean, think about it for a second. Same thing with Diddy. Same thing with what he just said here. Same thing. He's like, hey, this is a dialogue. This is a integration, a culture that Diddy has cultivated over time with every single woman that he's ever had in his relationship, and possibly the men that he's worked with as well. And I'm not talking about men that he's, been with. I'm just talking about men that he's worked with. You got to remember, this is a guy who doesn't, from what we're understanding, doesn't mind dangling a person over a 17th floor balcony, threatening their life. He has no problem doing that kind of stuff. He more Suge Knight than Suge Knight, y'all. Remember? So we're used to all that mess. We're used to hearing that kind of stuff. Or sorry, they're used to hearing that kind of stuff or seeing that kind of stuff. So imagine him going and touching, putting his paws on a woman. It's integrated in that relationship. Now, am I saying that that's right? No, I'm not saying that at all. It's not right at all. In fact, doesn't matter. Once you see hands on person, that's a crime. Someone should be talking about it. Period. But I can see how people are, people who are in that situation, in that environment, don't know what to do in that environment, or it is so part of the culture in that group that it's just kind of passes over your head. But I still, in my mind, I'm going, okay, how is violence a normal everyday thing when you're just supposed to be writing poetry on top of beats? Think about that for a second. You realize that this is a dude that's going around and beating the crap out of poets, people who are writing poems on beats. And he's out here acting the fool, dangling a poet over a balcony because he wants that beat. Don't you realize how crazy that is? That's crazy. Am I the only one that sees how crazy that is? It's a beat. Or it's a hit, like a hit or a hook, and he's out here. That's insane. That's insane. Poets, exactly. poet. Now, Sandwich said some people growing up seeing that every day, so it's their normal. You know what? You are absolutely right as well. So then they see that and it's kind of like, oh, it's just like what I grew up with. It's just exactly like in the kitchen when mom and dad are arguing, you know? And I get that piece as well. But we all know at some point what is right and what is wrong. So in my head, it's like, if you're seeing somebody getting stomped out, yo, you know for a fact that ain't right. No matter what, I feel like whenever somebody puts their paws on somebody else, at some point you're gonna grow up to learn, no, that is wrong. That is illegal, and that person can go to jail for that. But I do get it. Growing up, some people are unlucky in that regard, growing up with that kind of environment. And where violence is integrated very early on in their life and introduced into their life very early on. But then at the same time, at some point, you realize that that is wrong. Just like I'm sure some kids grow up learning about stealing at a very young age. I'm telling you right now, at some point, they're going to realize that stealing is wrong. If not, they're going to learn when the cops catch them, when they do it that too many times. So it's interesting. It's very, very interesting. And Barbara, I agree. You do have to break the cycle. You do. And I guess the question I leave up to you guys is, how do we start doing that when we have situations like this that last for decades, y'all? And you got to remember, I don't know what Diddy's kids have gone through. I don't know what they've seen. I don't know if they've been inflicted pain upon, if they've experienced themselves. I'm very curious about that as well. But if they have, that has passed on to that generation now. It's just really sad, y'all. And obviously there's more information, there's more stuff that's starting to trickle out. But my thing is that a lot of it has been hearsay. I'm still waiting to see articles come out talking about certain things because I need to see proof. I just need actual proof. Like an interview of somebody speaking, it's a lot easier to bring in because that's proof that somebody actually talking. But when it's something else, when somebody's going, oh, okay, this is what's going on, or the theory or the rumor about Cassie going into her and her family going into witness protection, y'all, she is not doing that. Okay, she has been seen out in the public taking her kids out, having a grand old time, smiles on her face, that $30 million smile. Okay. Rumors about the $100 million. I'm hearing it was like 20 million. I don't know. It just, like I said, rumors just keep floating around, and it's hard to grasp what's real and what's fake news. But of course, we will talk about those things as more information comes out. Trust me, we will be talking about it. But of course, if there's something else or anything, other topics that have popped up that you're interested in me covering, please let me know. If there's any other subject matter stories that you would like me to cover by simply commenting in the comment section down below. That'd be great. Because right now I'm still trying to find other stories to talk about, but it seems like there's really nothing going on in the news. It seems like it's very weird. There are a few small stories, but nothing nothing meaty like the Diddy saga, and all that. Okay. But I am interested to hear what you guys have seen out here. So let me know. There is something I wanted to hear. There was something here, I think. Well, I still do have my GoFundMe, still raising some money for this Christmas special that I'm going to be doing in the next couple weeks. By all means, if you want to support, please go over. It is pinned to the top of the chat. It's in the link down below as well. That would be greatly appreciated. All right. But I may have a special show for you guys in the morning, which I'm really looking forward to. But when I do know about it, I will be hitting you guys up about it for sure, letting you guys know for sure. But yeah, this story is absolutely crazy. This case or this situation just keeps unraveling, and soon enough, he's going to be penniless, guys. Somebody said here, there it is, Debbie. Thank you. Great comment. All y'all comments are great, but this is a very good point. I'm waiting for the underage artist to come forward. That will be the nail. I'm interested to hear that too. I'm wondering if like Bieber gonna step out. You see what I'm saying? I'm waiting for some other artists that have been out here that just disappeared. You know, they had a hit and then they disappeared. And you're like, oh, remember him? Whatever happened to him? You know what I'm saying? And he's like, yeah, I was part of one of those freak offs and I was never the same afterwards. You know what I'm saying? So I am very interested to hear those kind of things. Man, if Usher steps forward, let me tell you something. If Usher was to step forward, my mind would be blown. But he would get so much love and so much support for coming out and speaking about those things, if that was to happen to him, if that was happening to him. But he did talk about his flavor camp or something like that. Wasn't it called flavor camp? Something like pimpage camp, whatever the hell it was called. You know what I'm saying? Wasn't it, you know what I'm saying? Wasn't it called something like flavor camp? And he was like 15 years old, and he's like, there are things that I saw that no 15-year-old should even be seeing. So he became a 30-year-old man, all right, after flavor camp. Was it because of freak offs? Other question I got too, when it comes to speaking of freak offs, the men that were invited, the men that were brought in, the alleged S workers, were they all S workers or were they other actors, R&B artists, you name it, part of the bad boy label? Were they in there to be a part of the freak offs so that they can get a little bit more flavor? Then the other thing too, the filming of these freak offs. Who were those videos made for? I'm telling you right now that it was not just for Diddy's enjoyment so he can diddle away. I guarantee you that. Was he taking them and sending them out to other BBC hopefuls and saying, see what we can do? See what we can do? This is what we do here during these freak offs. Come on over and enjoy and join in. I'm telling you guys, some real eerie, disgusting, disturbing, just nasty stuff was going on. And he was sharing that stuff. That's crazy, guys. I'm telling you right now, if anything happens and he has to start squawking, a very big portion of Hollywood is going to crumble. I will say that. You think about it. Because if he was sending that kind of content to other people, that's some very bad content. And that was content that was sent out against her will. They're receiving this content. They can get into some serious trouble because of that, y'all. Some serious trouble. All right? It's no bueno. You know what? I'm just going to tell you guys this so that you guys are hype about it for tomorrow. So I got this update. Sorry for the left turn, but I got a little update. There is a lawyer that did break some news about the fact that Cassie is going after his companies and all that. I may be getting this interview with the lawyer that did break that news. If that's the case, I will let you guys know, and it will hopefully be tomorrow when that interview goes down. I'm just very excited about it because I've been wanting to get a lawyer on this show to talk about all things that are Diddy, Cassie, the other two victims, and the Gene Deals, the Mark Currys, the everybody. So she said this information about it being that the companies are being attacked as well. Not only just Diddy, but Diddy's everything, okay, that Diddy owns. She dropped this. It was on a Jasmine brand. It was all this stuff. So having her on, I want to hear it from the horse's mouth themselves and have her break it down for us. If that exclusive does happen tomorrow morning, hopefully it is, I will let you guys know first thing, okay? But I'm really looking forward to it. It's going to be a fire conversation. Yes, Simone Redwine. Yes. So I'll let you guys know here in a little bit because she just messaged me. Boom. So we're going to make something happen. Anyway, guys, I appreciate all y'all for being here. Real talk. If I get this thing moving, which I'll let you guys know here in just a little bit, trust and believe we will be on live talking about this because I really, really want to know some more information, and I'm sure she can break it down for us in the best way possible. So be on the lookout. The conversation is going to be dropping hopefully tomorrow. So be on the lookout for that, okay? But anyway, guys, I appreciate all y'all for being here. Don't forget to hit that like button down below. Crush it, make it scream out your name. You know how to do, okay? Don't forget to hit that subscribe button as well. Please and thank you, okay? And of course, hit that follow button, hit that reaction button if you're watching on Facebook, of course, as well. And I'll be seeing you guys very, very soon. Have a great night. Have a great night, guys. I'm sorry. I'm just tired. Have a great night, guys. I will see you guys tomorrow morning, hopefully with an exclusive. So I'll see you guys soon. Be good to yourselves. Be good to one another. Have a great night, guys. This is the Pascal Show. Bye.